Hello everyone, hope you're having a great day. It's Jen from Kids Eat Vegetables, and I am here for my weekly Tuesday broadcast. I come live every Tuesday afternoon between 12 and 1 Central Time, and I hope that you can join me. If you want to find out what my topic is going to be each week, you can join our newsletter at kidseatvegetables.com/tips. Again, that's kidseatvegetables.com/tips. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you're catching me on the replay, remember you can comment and leave comments. I always come back and check the comments and reply. Today we are going to talk about eating healthy and saving money. And I know for some people that doesn't seem possible, and I fully understand. You go to the grocery store and you look at a bag of organic apples and you compare that to the price of conventional apples and you're like, whoa, this is like a $3, $4, $5 difference just for apples. And if it's like that for every item, the grocery bill can add up quickly. So I absolutely understand that, and I absolutely understand keeping your family on a grocery budget. I will say this before I get into my tips. You do not need to buy everything organic. I like to check the sales. I like to see what's on sale that week. There are some things that I will always buy organic and some things that I don't buy organic, and that's okay. There is a great list, and I can post that in the comments, that comes from the environmental work group, ewg.org, which is a great guide to tell you the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15 and really help you understand what to buy organic and what not to. But on a week-to-week basis, again, I really look at what's on sale, and I always buy organic apples, and I will buy celery and carrots organic every week because the price difference on those two items is never very much. It's only under $1 price difference usually at my grocery store for the carrots and the celery. The other things, I shop the sales. So that's not a tip yet, that's just kind of a general conversation, and we can talk more about buying organic in another broadcast. If you are new to me and new to my station here, or my Facebook page, there are a lot of new people this week, so welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. A little bit about me. Again, like I said, my name is Jen Zills. I am a wife, a mom of 3, a certified health coach, and the founder of Kids Eat Vegetables, where I help busy moms on their journey to raising healthy kiddos. And I am passionate about helping moms get their kids and their spouses and significant others and everyone in their house to eat more vegetables. It is so important to us, and it's so important to the growing bodies of our children. So let's dive in today to my 5 tips to eat healthy but while saving money at the grocery store. And if you find this content valuable, please be sure to share it out on your page, share it with your friends, and we'd love to have more moms join us in our community. My first tip for eating healthy but saving money is, and if you've been watching me for the last week, you know I have been talking a lot about meal planning and meal prep. And I think it is so important to meal plan and meal prep in order to save money on your grocery bill. A couple things about that. If you go into your week knowing what you're gonna have for dinner every night, you you're gonna stick to your grocery list because you have a plan. So when you go to the grocery store, you're gonna buy what you need. You're gonna avoid future trips to the grocery store throughout the week where you tend to pick up a couple extra items each time, right? I try to only go to the grocery store once a week, so I am not picking up extra items. So if you have a meal plan with a shopping list, you know exactly what to get, and you're gonna avoid buying things that you don't need or making extra trips to the store. Additionally, when you know what you're going to eat every night and you take a couple steps early in the week, maybe Sunday night, to prep a couple items, you are going to be ready to go and for dinner each night and avoid eating out. I know it's difficult some weeks with activities and late meetings and working late, or your husband's traveling or whatnot, but the less we can eat out, the healthier we're going to be. Meal prep, meal planning is my #1 tip to saving money and eating healthy. Tip number 2 has to do also with being at the grocery store. When you're at the grocery store, shop the reduced produce section. So at my grocery store, we have a whole section every morning when you walk in, and usually throughout the day, they will, at one of my grocery stores, it's every day, they'll have a reduced section. At another one of the grocery stores I shop, it's every Tuesday. Another grocery store I shop at, it's on Sunday afternoon. So I kind of know when they're gonna put out the reduced produce. If you don't know what I'm talking about, ask your grocery manager. Now, some grocery stores don't do this, and that's fine, but find the grocery stores that do, because you can really save a lot by buying reduced produce. And especially if you're making smoothies for your kids, reduced produce is fabulous. Over-ripened bananas are extra sweet, so throw them in a smoothie, use them to make muffins. If you can grab a bag of a salad mix and to have it to go with dinner that night, all the better. So check out your reduced produce section at your grocery store. And if you don't know where that is, or you don't know what I'm talking about, talk to your grocery store manager. You would be surprised. Your grocery store manager wants to hear from you. He wants to know what his customers want. He wants to know what's going to be popular in his store. Have a conversation. Find out if they put out reduced produce and when it is. Try to get there. So tip number 2, buy reduced produce. Tip number 3, try to have a meatless Monday, or one day a week where you're having a meatless meal. It will save a lot of money. When it comes to buying healthy proteins, healthy animal products, healthy chicken, healthy meat, healthy fish, organic, wild, whatever it is, that can really add up and really add cost to your grocery list. So try to have at least one night a week that is meatless. And there are so many meatless options. We love Mexican. That's one of our favorites for a meatless night. We have a couple great vegetable soups and a lentil soup that we really enjoy. You can have a vegetarian chili. So there's many options for a meatless night. And check out some of those recipes. I will post some here in the comments, and they'll also be available in our weekly newsletter. Again, to get on the mailing list for our weekly newsletter, go to kidseatvegetables.com/tips. Again, that's kidseatvegetables.com/tips. Let's see. Tip number 4, when it comes to saving money and eating healthy. And I know, this one's gonna get you, Mom. You're gonna say, no, I can't do it. The battles are too much, but you have to. This is so important. One family, one meal. Everyone eats the same meal. You are not a restaurant, you are not a chef. It starts to add up when you let everybody just graze through the kitchen and decide what they want to eat at night while you've also made a meal, okay? So as much as possible, really try one family, one meal for dinner. Everyone eats the same thing. We have this rule for everything. We have this rule for breakfast. If you've heard me before, you know that I'm a big breakfast is really important to our family. I lay out breakfast every morning. There might be other options in the pantry or in the refrigerator, but we're eating what Mommy lays out. So whatever I lay out, hard-boiled eggs, muffins, cottage cheese. Same thing at dinner. What's on the dinner table is what you are eating. Now, if you do have little ones who are picky or are specific when it comes to some things, try to accommodate it. For example, my one daughter prefers to not have any kind of red sauce. She doesn't like red sauce. So if we have spaghetti, I will separate out some pasta and some meatballs with no sauce. Easy enough, right? If we're having a tuna casserole, before I mix all the ingredients together, I'll put a little bit of tuna, a little bit of pasta, a little bit of cheese on her plate separate. So she's eating the same meal. I'm not preparing anything different for her, but I am separating it out because right now, she's 5, that's where she is. So I will accommodate some of those requests when possible. Now, if we're having chili or we're having soup, can't separate that. That's what she's eating. That's what they're all eating. So one meal, one family, one meal. So important. And honestly, this is so important for so many things, right? Sitting down to family meal at least one night a week is so important to our families, to keeping a close knit with our families and what's going on with our children. It's important to have that time together as a family, and it's important for them to understand what is served is what we eat, right? I always talk about this, like, when your kids go out into the world and they go out to a friend's house, it's rude to not eat what you are offered. Your family or someone else's family is preparing a meal for you. You need to teach your children that it is respectful and polite to eat that meal, and gracious, right? We have to show gratitude. One family, one meal. I'm not going to go off on a tangent, but this will help save you money at the grocery store. I think I did just go off on a tangent, but that's okay. Finally, tip number 5 for eating healthy and spending less is batch cooking. Now, when I say this, some people will say they'll think of the once a month meals where, you know, people like stock up they'll pick one day and they'll make 30 meals and they'll stock up their freezer. That's one option, and that's great if you have time for that. But I'm talking about something a little more practical and a little more doable, and that's just double a couple recipes each week. If you can double a batch of chili, if you can double maybe one of the casseroles you're making, a lasagna, make one extra, or double the recipe, put it in the freezer. You are going to have a meal for one of those nights where you're running late, you don't have a plan, they happen to all of us, but you're gonna be able to pull something out of the freezer instead of eating out. And that is a huge money saver, time saver, better for our health, everything. So much benefit. You have everything out, you're already chopping the ingredients, you're already preparing everything. Double the recipe. It'll save you time, it'll save you money. So easy, so important. And even if you just do that to one meal a week, that makes a difference. You're gonna have a stocked freezer with items to pull out at any time to help supplement your busy nights. And if you check out my broadcast from last week, or if you go to the website and search for meal planning, I have a free freezer inventory sheet that you can jot down the meals that you're putting in the freezer so you know what's there, and you can keep track of what's in the freezer so you know what you have available for your busy nights. So that was tip number 5. So just to recap, tip number 1, meal plan and prep. Tip number 2, look for the reduced produce section in your grocery store, shop that section. Tip number 3, try to have at least one night meatless. Meatless Monday is a great theme. Tip number 4, one family, one meal. It's possible. And tip number 5 is batch cooking. Make a double batch of one meal for the week, and you'll really end up with a nicely stocked freezer, ready to go and help you save money and avoid eating out. Those are my tips for today. Like I said, you can sign up for my newsletter at kidseatvegetables.com/tips. That is delivered into your inbox every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time. And this week I'm going to have a special bonus, a 6th tip for saving money when grocery shopping and eating healthy. I am going to put together a video that shows you how I save money buying groceries for our family using Amazon Subscribe and Save. So it is an absolute necessity for us. We love Amazon Subscribe and Save, and it is a key part of how we save money on our groceries. So I'm going to put together a video on that, and that'll be in this week's newsletter. So sign up and get yourself a copy. You guys have a great day. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and we'll talk soon. I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.